Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the program. It's only 24 minutes past midday here on the Unanswered newspaper based in Massachusetts in the United States of America. My name is Daddy Fred. Being with you from now to the time the program will end. Just stay in touch. Share the video. If you have friends, you can share the video with friends so that they will be part of the program. Today we're going to talk about all you need to know about MenzGold. So if you're watching me, just share the video so that your friends will have opportunity to be part of the program. All you need to know about MenzGold. That's what we're going to talk about today. MenzGold is a business, a company based in Ghana. It has been in operation for about 5 good years. The company, as at now, information that we've gathered, indicates that the company has no licenses operating. It has been very surprising that a company that has been in existence in the country for consecutive 5 years has no licenses to operate. We've been thinking about it into details, particularly myself, and asking so many questions that how come MenzGold has been operating in Ghana for continuous 5 years without licenses. We didn't know MenzGold has no licenses. Neither customers who invested in the company knew about it. Now, as I'm speaking now, there has been a warrant for the arrest of MenzGold director in the name of Nana Apia Mensah, together with his other directors. Rostete, that is the wife, and 2 sisters. They are all part of the company. Now, the core objective of the company, MenzGold, was to invest in gold business. So they did publicity to the whole general public, the whole world, not even in Ghana alone, the whole world. That is a business they are doing. So if you invest in that business, you get interest of 10%. Or dividends of 10% at the time your period of interest or it will be accruing. So they started doing publicity, creating awareness of the company. A lot of people invested in the company. A lot of publicities were made as a result of establishment of a company. So you go to radio stations, you go to TV stations, you go newspaper, advert, and other things, you will see that MenzGold, people were saying so many good things about MenzGold during the establishment or the time it was established. Even some celebrities talked good about MenzGold. Now, the company is in crisis now. The company is in serious challenge now. Anyway, good morning to you, Florence, and good morning to you, Dinah Araba, just joining me. Thank you very much for joining. You can share the video so that your friends will have opportunity to be part of the program. What we're talking about today is all you need to know about MenzGold. Vivian Benny, how you doing, Vivian? Thanks very much for joining. So, the company has been in existence for 5 consecutive years. Now, my major concern is that this problem that has happened is a national problem. They shouldn't attribute the problem to political issues. Right now, it has become politics now. It has become blame games now. This party is saying, oh, you see, it is your turn now. Remember DKM? When DKM Bruno Hafu, they did that to the customers, you blame this person, so we are blaming you. This shouldn't be a political issue. It's a national problem. And I think right now we are in technological world that you can go and do research about something if you doubt the credibility of that thing. You can go up about it, just do something, do your own research about something. If you believe that there is it's not credible to operate in a country. Business operation is public entity. So far as it's public entity, you can dissect and get quality information about it before you make decision, either to invest or either to put something in it. As I'm speaking now, MenzGold has been operating in Ghana for a continuous 5 years. It has been paying taxes to the country. It has at the same time employed a lot of people. MenzGold were paying SNIT contributions on behalf of their employers, or on behalf of their employees to the government. Now, look at what has happened now. We have institutions in the country, Ghana. Richard Yerba, thanks very much for joining. Lee Peterson, thanks very much for joining. We have great institutions in the country, Ghana. We have the Bank of Ghana. We have Security and Exchange Commission. The responsibility of Bank of Ghana and Security and Exchange Commissions were that they were supposed to make sure that MenzGold follow the principle, the procedure of acquiring licenses to operate that financial business in the country. Now, MenzGold is not having licenses to operate in Ghana. They have done serious publicity in the country, and as a result of that, a lot of people have been investing in the company. Now, their monies that they invested in the company, they haven't been able to have opportunity to get their own monies. For instance, I'm just using as an example to buttress the point. Somebody invested this certain amount in the company. The person wanted to get the money back. The person is not getting the money. At the same time, that is the principle. The interest that they were promised, the 10% interest that they were promised, they haven't had opportunity to get the interest too. So what is actually going on? It is very surprising that a country like Ghana, that has all the institutions operating accordingly, will sit down for MenzGold to defraud Ghanaian community like that. Very sad situation. Now, I've earlier indicated that we shouldn't talk about politics in this issue because it's very important that we address it as it is so that it might not be happening in the country again. There have been a lot of financial institutions that I don't know how best to describe it, and they have been duping a lot of people. But this time we need to stop those things. Now, I have so many questions to ask the Ghanaian authorities. When MenzGold was established in about 5 years ago, do they officially investigate them? They did all the necessary investigations about them to find out that MenzGold is a credible institution or a credible company? How come that today they are telling us, in 2018, they are telling Ghanaians that MenzGold was operating illegally? Now, according to sources, Bank of Ghana is now saying that they warned MenzGold against their illegal operations. They told MenzGold that what they were doing was illegal, so they shouldn't be doing that again. That is what Bank of Ghana is saying now. Now, there are questions that we need to ask about that. There are some employees at Bank of Ghana now. They also invested in MenzGold. They put their monies in MenzGold. So the authorities, the Bank of Ghana, the institution, do they want to tell us that the employees at their sector, they didn't see that MenzGold was wrong, operating illegally? Who gave MenzGold authorization to operate? MenzGold didn't just come out to operate without having any backing from anywhere. People from finance ministry, there are some employees at finance ministry who know better about the financial institutions in the country. They also invested in the business, MenzGold. So right now, you see people from Bank of Ghana, employees from Bank of Ghana, some of them have invested in MenzGold. Employees from finance ministry, some of them have invested in MenzGold. Bank of Ghana and Security and Exchange Commission, they were responsible to regulate the activities of MenzGold, to find out whether they've conformed, the activities conform to the standards of acquiring licenses to operate business entity in the country. They failed Ghana very, very miserably. They work on behalf of Ghana, right? The workers at Bank of Ghana, both the governor and then I don't know how best to describe it. The little person in Bank of Ghana. They work, for instance, you go to work, you have a car you drive. Taxpayers paid money to buy a car for you. You have allowances that you collect. You have a place that you sleep, that they've acquired that house for you on behalf of a country. Your responsibility is to work accordingly to fulfill the confidence the country has reposed in you, to ensure that you do the right thing to save the people who paid the taxes to help you to live a comfortable life. Did they perform their duty very well? Very miserably, very sad situation. Bank of Ghana sat down unconcerned, and now they are coming to tell us that they won MenzGold long time about their operations. What mechanism, after you won them in 2000, according to Bank of Ghana, they said 2016 or something, they won MenzGold. So when you won them during that time, what pragmatic steps that you put in place to ensure that the company will not be operating to deceive people? You kept quiet. You made the company operated for some time, investing money to do publicities. Let me give you a typical example. MenzGold has a lot of buildings, both Accra, Kumasi, and other places. They did publicities on radios, TV stations, newspaper, and other things. Even some celebrities need to be blamed. They came out, wrote on their profile. You see their profiles that they have on, they wrote something there in support of MenzGold. Celebrities like Sarkodie, Shatawale, they all supported MenzGold. And look at the followers they were having. So if they have those followers, sorry, and then they write in support of MenzGold, what do you think ordinary Ghanaian will do? They will all believe in it. Because it has been doing adverts. Bank of Ghana has its office in Ghana, in Accra. The big office is in Accra. What have they done? They saw MenzGold doing adverts and everything in Ghana. They saw everything. They were operating in Ghana accordingly. What did they do to stop their operations? And now they have audacity to tell Ghanaians that they won MenzGold long time ago, but they still continue the operations. So who should be blamed? Let me also go back to Parliament. Mfanyobi, how you doing? Greetings to you in France. When I'm done, I'll get in contact to you, so get closer to your phone, Mfanyobi. Let's go back to this place, Parliament. Ghana's Parliament. They represent the people of Ghana. For their constituencies that they belong to, people voted for them to speak on their behalf. According to MenzGold, they wrote a letter to Ghana's Parliament asking for their intervention in the process to help them solve that problem. The challenge was too much for them, so they needed assistance. So they wrote a letter to Parliament requesting that they should come in and intervene to assist them. Parliamentary committee responsible for finance and for the finance committee in Parliament replied by saying that in 2017 they warned MenzGold of their operations, that what they were doing was illegal, so they can't do anything about it. Parliament knew far back 2017 that MenzGold's operation, anything they were doing in Ghana, the real business they were doing was illegal. The gold business they were doing was illegal. And they couldn't formulate laws to stop them. And they made them defrauded the constituency members they represent. Now, statistics, available information that we've gathered has it that one, the initial report that we had was that about 1.2 invested, 1.2 people invested in the company. Another report said about 1.8 people invested in the company. Now, MenzGold's communications director, Ni Ama Amatefio, has also comes out officially to say that the number that we think they invested in the company wasn't the actual figure, but rather the number was 600,000 people. So just assess the whole situation. Let's assume that really it is 600,000 people who have been affected by this scam. They all live in various constituencies where the parliamentarians are. Did they represent their people? Do they do something great for their people? Look at what has happened. And now people are conducting series of demonstrations. They are embarking series of demonstrations to register their displeasure about the way a man of MenzGold has treated them. They want their money. I quite remember I saw certain footage, certain people on radio stations talking about they needed money to even go to hospitals because they were sick. Others also need money to support their family. Some people went for loans to invest in MenzGold. They are not getting their money. Some people also use their pension pay to do those things. They are not getting their monies back. Everything that any effort that they've been undertaking to get their money, every effort has proved futile. So now, what is actually going on? If you go to Kaswa, for instance, Kaswa police station, both retired, over 100 police personnel, retired and then current employees of police service, they all invested in MenzGold. Clergies, celebrities, soldiers, so many uncountable, notable personalities, chiefs, they all invested in MenzGold. Now, did you look at how extravagant the boss, the life he was living? Did you look at the loserous life that he was living? With Porsche cars, big, nice cars, the house he was living, having his own private jet, living very comfortably. Did you check? Did you do all this diligent check on him? Now, there is a picture going around. The picture has him, Nana Mensah, Kwesi Nantechie, and the President of the Republic of Ghana. Now, people have been starting to use that picture as a basis that the President of Ghana supported MenzGold when it was operating. Meanwhile, sources that we also gathered indicate that during that time that they had that picture, Kwesi Nantechie, being the GFA chairman at that time, went to see the president at Jubilee House with a 10-member delegation, including Nana Appiah, because Nana Appiah by then was having a company that was intended to support Premier League. So they went there to introduce Nana Appiah, and then Ahmed, who was also the CAF president, and the president talks about, Nana Akufo talked about her ability to host 2008 African Cup, AFCON Cup, and other things. So they were deliberating on those issues. And after that, they had a picture. People are using that picture to just go around to discredit His Excellency the President. People are also talking, using political means. We need to address the issue as it is. We don't need to use politics to address this problem. Because if we use politics to address this problem, we might not be able to solve the problem again when it occurs. Because it's a very sad situation that this situation has happened in the country, and a lot of people have been defrauded like that. They are not getting their principal, the money that they invested in a company. Likewise, the dividends or the interest that they were promised that everything will be given to them, they are not getting those ones too. So let's assume you have this quantum of money you've invested. Even people in foreign countries. At one time, I spoke to a certain lady who was in this place, Japan. She said she also sent some money home to family members to invest in that. Is it not sad situation? The regulatory body, the Bank of Ghana and Security Exchange Commission, it is their responsibilities to ensure that they publish the lists of the companies, credible companies of a country, credible companies that are operating in a country, so that the people of a country will be able to know that, yes, these companies are trustworthy, so that they'll be able to invest in those companies. The failure of the regulators within Ghana's financial space, such as Bank of Ghana and Security Exchange Commission, to publish the list of credible financial institutions in the country is to blame for the increasing spread of investment scams in the country. Is it not a sad situation? They didn't make any publication. People didn't know anything about what they were doing. Now, if you go to the celebrities themselves too, they also need to be blamed. Like I said, Sarkodie, Shatawale, other personalities, they need to be blamed for supporting MenzGold, of which I don't know whether they were aware that MenzGold was operating illegally. Stone Boy and other things, because they are celebrities. So when they say something, people believe in them. They have a lot of followers. Could they imagine that even Sarkodie made publication on his profile about MenzGold? Let me read. I'm quoting exactly what the whole situation is. Let me read so that you see the publication. Sarkodie wrote this. One man doing the most for our beloved country, Ghana, knowing him personally, he genuinely cares about the country's progress, might not know the ins and outs, but one thing is for sure, the number one mission is for a better Ghana. Sarkodie wrote this on his profile. Look at how many people will follow and how many people will believe in this particular statement. All deceived the public. Now let's go to this side too and look at this into detail. Right now, the problem has happened now. How best can we solve the problem? There have been series of demonstrations across the country. People registering their displeasure, they want their monies, they want this. Series of demonstrations in the country. All about MenzGold, 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 MenzGold. People are also even saying that, oh, if they don't get their money, they are not going to vote or something. For that one, you may recall that even the finance minister, King of Oriata, has emphatically stated that as a result of greediness, some customers didn't verify the activities of MenzGold before they invested in that. I'm quoting again, I'm repeating that, because of greediness. He further went on to say that under no circumstances that businesses like that will be able to give 10% interest to you. They can only give 1 or 2% interest. So if you see a business saying that, a financial business, gold business, saying that they will be able to give you 10%, then you have to sit down and reason on that issue very well. You have to do your own feasibility studies about it, find information about it before you invest in the company. Did the customers do that? Or because some people supported MenzGold to the extent that the customers believed in MenzGold? Some chiefs, politicians, clergies, celebrities, other key stakeholders supported MenzGold. Now, MenzGold also came out some time ago to say that if they were going wrong, they were expecting that the regulatory bodies, with reference to Bank of Ghana and then Security Exchange Commission, will try to correct them. Now, MenzGold was registered at the Register General Department. And then in the name of Danapia Mensah and the wife and the 2 sisters as directors. Now, Ghana government has issued arrest warrant for the 4 directors that they need to be arrested immediately. So the Interpol, the information is with the Interpol now. Some time back, one client officially petitioned the president, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, about the concerns that they are having. And they even went on to say that they have credible information that Nana Mensah is now in South Africa. He is based in South Africa now with his family members. He's run away, absconded to South Africa. But Finance Minister stated some time back that Nana Mensah has traveled with his private jet to Italy. So anytime he comes back to Ghana, he'll be arrested. He was in Ghana, he was never arrested, and now he's in South Africa. They have issued arrest warrant for him to be arrested. But Nana alone or his board of directors should not face the rigors of the law. All the parties, authorities, institutions that fail to maintain or regulate the activities of MenzGold, they need to be punished accordingly. Employees at Bank of Ghana who had a chance to look through the documents of MenzGold at that time, they need to be called upon and face the full rigors of the law. Security Exchange Commission, what actually delayed them from stopping the activities of MenzGold as far back 4 years ago, 5 years ago? The company has been operating for 5 years. 5 good years in Ghana. They've been paying taxes. A lot of taxes to the country. They've been giving so many things to the country. And now they are saying that they don't have licenses to operate. So can I go to Ghana myself and then just operate a business without licenses? Is it possible? And more especially, dealing with money. Now, I have a very important question to ask. If the government authorities are listening to me now, question I'm asking is that, how did MenzGold, how was the company able to collect money from the monies from the customers? Did they pay it through bank, or they gave the money to them in cash? All right, I know what my little knowledge that I have is that when monies are paid to certain account for some period of time, it goes to Bank of Ghana. So the authorities at the institution Bank of Ghana, were they regulating the monies going to MenzGold's company? And then how the monies were going, the quantum of the amount they've collected? I know that before you've been able to establish financial institution in Ghana, you have to provide a seed money or security. And that one will be serving as in case of any eventuality, they use that one to defray the cost or expenses that have been accrued as a result of that. Did they provide any security for that? The problem is very, very huge. They have sat down for this problem to escalate it to this time. The solution is not easy. Ghana government, through the Minister of Information, has come out officially to say that the government sympathizes with the customers. The government feels very sad about the situation that has happened. But unfortunately, they cannot reimburse the customers. They cannot pay any customers with taxpayers' money. So if they have any concern, if they have any problem, they should seek redress at court. Is it not a sad situation? So, who was supposed to regulate the activities of bank? Who was supposed to regulate the activities of MenzGold? So can any financial institution go to the country and start collecting monies from customers without being regulated? Is it possible like that? It's a very shame issue. Very sad issue. So MenzGold alone, particularly Nana Mensah alone, should not face the law. all parties involved, I'm talking about Bank of Ghana, Security and Exchange Commission, all the authorities involved who failed to implement policies and programs to ensure that MenzGold passed through correct procedure in its operations need to be prosecuted. So now alone should not face the law. So if there has been any arrest warrant for them, similarly, those people who were working at Bank of Ghana during that time, and then those people who granted Nana Appiah Mensah the opportunity to operate that business, they also need to be arrested. And the law, and they also need to face the law. It could happen. Let me be very generous in this and say this. It could happen that Nana Appiah Mensah was having good intention to establish business in Ghana for people to get job to do. But maybe those who will be correcting him, those who will be guiding him, those who will be regulating him refuse to perform their duties. So it has made his good intention at that time becomes bad intention. His good intention at that time, now it has been bad intention. So now, the problem that has come out as a result of the activities that he has been embarking on is now on his shoulders. Now he is facing the full rigors of the law. But those who granted him permission to do that, they are just walking scot-free in Ghana. It's a big shame. Is it because Nana Appiah Mensah was it because he was having backing from some big wings, big personalities, big chiefs or who? It's so sad. Now, as I'm speaking now, it will interest you that people are calling for publication of those who invested in that. The names of those who spent money in MenzGold. If they're able to publish that, Ghanaians will know that some people, they are talking on air, talking, but indirectly, they also invested in that. You will see key politicians who also invested in that. So the problem is very sad situation. Originals, more questions to Ghana government Ghanaians need to know. Okay, thank you. More questions. So we need to know so many things. MenzGold started, please write these questions down. MenzGold started operations about 5 years ago in Ghana. Who gave them authorization to operate in Ghana? Under what conditions did they give them authorization? Who failed to regulate the activities? Why is it that only Nana Appiah Mensah, who is facing the full rigors of the law, but those who warranted him to do that business are walking scot-free? But they gave him the opportunity to do that business, but now they've started denying any wrongdoing. They keep on saying that they gave him warning, but he never listened. So, Bank of Ghana said they gave him warning, right? And Security and Exchange Commission too said they gave him warning. Why is it that instead of warning, you didn't stop the company from operation immediately that you saw that the company was operating illegally? The celebrities who did so many publications about the company, endorsing the company, saying that they know Nana Appiah Mensah personally, they know he has good intention for the country, and as a result of that, Ghanaians should be supporting MenzGold. Do they do due diligence? Do they do their own investigations about MenzGold before they wrote that endorsement messages? The issue is very catastrophic. It has happened in the country, and the solution to this problem is going to be serious. So right now, Nana Appiah Mensah is the only person we are looking for. Where is MenzGold account? Do they have account in the country? Do they have properties in the country? I quite remember that there is a court in Kumasi that ordered that MenzGold's company, any asset they are having in Ghana, particularly in Kumasi, should be sold. Amakom and Patasi should be sold, and the monies should be used to defray the cost involved. Defray the customers that they've collected their monies. Right now, MenzGold also refuted that. They said no, they were not going to allow that thing to happen. Now, MenzGold took Security and Exchange Commission and Bank of Ghana to court. The court has dismissed that case. So right now, what is going on? Ghanaian saw Nana Mensah with his own private jet. Did you ask how he was able to purchase that jet? Did you ask how he was able to get all those big cars, those expensive cars in his house? Did you ask the business he was doing? My brother, my sister, the issue has already occurred. The solution lies in the hands of a government. It lies in the hands of a Bank of Ghana, Security and Exchange Commission, Ghanaian authorities to find solution to this problem. It is very serious. But the government has said emphatically that they can't do anything about it because they didn't collect the money, and neither they can't use taxpayers' money to defray the expenses. So everything should be in the hands of MenzGold. If they have any problems, they should sue MenzGold. But who authorized MenzGold to operate in Ghana? When they were paying taxes to the country, where were the monies going? MenzGold has been paying taxes to the country for a long time, a period of 5 years. So if the company wasn't happening, how was the company able to get TIN number or VAT number? Those are the questions you need to ask. You can't just walk to Internal Revenue Service to say, I'm coming to pay taxes. You have to provide documentations to Internal Revenue Service before you pay your taxes. So, MenzGold was paying taxes. MenzGold was also paying SNIT contributions on behalf of its staff to SNIT. So, SNIT too, they didn't know the company wasn't operating legally, that they were collecting taxes, they collecting SNIT benefits on behalf of employees. Heads must roll. So many people need to be arrested and prosecuted for their failure to ensure that the system works properly in the country. It is a very disgraceful act and it's a very sad situation that they have allowed this thing to go to this level, and now that people are embarking on demonstrations for their monies, that we see how best they are trying to address the situation. They've allowed this situation to be in existence for long. They couldn't solve it, and now it has become unbecoming now. It's so sad. Let's pray, let's wish that one day they'll be able to get Nana Mensah, and he too will be able to tell the whole Ghanaians what is actually, what went wrong. But the question I'm asking is, does MenzGold has any bank account in Ghana? Have they confiscated any asset that belong to MenzGold? Where are the accounts belonging to MenzGold? Have they frozen any accounts? Those are the questions that we are asking. The customers are very sad about what has happened. Even though people are saying that they were greedy, some of them were greedy because they wanted quick money, they wanted quick money. Yet, they believed in something before they invested. If the customers were to know initially, the beginning of the operation of MenzGold, that MenzGold was operating illegally, I don't think the customers would have invested in that company. So who were to provide the necessary information to the customers? Who were to stop MenzGold? Which people, which organizations? And who was responsible for executing that duty to ensure that customer safety becomes their priority? Now, this is what has happened. People don't have hope when they are going to even get their principal. And some people have also borrowed money to invest in that. This is what has happened in the country. Let's wish that one day there will be proper solution to it. But what I would say is that they shouldn't use this as politics. And those political big wins who have been starting now to talk about this. MenzGold, this, they need to stop that. They need to find solution holistically to the problem so that it might not be happening in Ghana again. Rather than attributing and referring Ghanaians to DKM, that time you also accuse this government, you also accuse this, you accuse Mahama, you also accuse Lordina, and now we're also accusing Akufo-Addo. Now the question I'm asking is that MenzGold, we all know it was established 5 years ago. Was Akufo-Addo the president of Ghana during that time? Who authorized MenzGold's operation to take place? Those are the questions that we need to ask. My name is Daddy Fred. Thank you very much for joining me on the program. May God Almighty God richly bless you, and may you become successful in all your endeavors. Have a nice and wonderful afternoon and take good care of yourself. But I'm praying that one day MenzGold will be able to pay the customers so that the pains and agonies that the customers are facing now, the troubles, the emotional traumas that they are in now, everything will be raised and they'll be living in a comfortable life. Have a nice and wonderful afternoon. Bye and take care.